Game 3 of the FCSAA NJCAA Division I Southeast District Tournament. Titan Fieldhouse is between number 6 seed Polk College and the number 2 seed Miami-Dade College. Now let's meet the starting lineup. First, the visitors on the scoreboard, Polk State College. A freshman from the Dominican Republic, number 3, Chris Maley Rodriguez. A sophomore from New Zealand, number 4, Kayla Roos. A freshman from Brazil, number 7, Carolina Guerrero. A freshman from Kissimmee, number 12, Andrina Ibar. A freshman from the Dominican Republic, number 17, Elena Margarita. And a freshman from Ormond Beach, number 18, Maddie O'Sullivan. The libero, a freshman from Italy, number 8, Irina Mostardini. The head coach of the Eagles is Herman Del Val. And now the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard, Miami-Dade College. A sophomore from Bulgaria, number 5, Alexandra Koleva. A sophomore from Georgia, number 8, Anna Tetova. A freshman from Colombia, number 9, Vivian Lukumi. A sophomore from Colombia, number 13, Jasmine Vergara. A sophomore from New York City, number 16, Mariela Jimenez. A sophomore from the Dominican Republic, number 25, Romina Cornelio. And at libero, a sophomore from Puerto Rico, number 2, Kirilis Perez. The head coach of the Sharks is Kiko Benoit. Let's play volleyball.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you live to the Titan Fieldhouse here in Melbourne, Florida, on the campus of Eastern Florida College for the first of 2 semifinals, which, if you're familiar with the format of this tournament, are the 2 most important matches of this event. We'll be here for 3 days. We have 2 automatic berths available for the national tournament. Last year, the state of Florida got 3 teams in the nationals because FSW got the at-large bid, and then these 2 teams met in the championship match, and it was Miami-Dade to pull it out and win their 6th consecutive state championship. But because Polk made it to the finals, they earned a spot in the Region B title match on the Sunday of the event and defeated Spartanburg Methodist to advance to the nationals. So, similar or identical format this year. The winner of this match will at least guarantee themselves a chance of playing Spartanburg Methodist on Sunday for a berth in the national tournament. And most volleyball prognosticators will tell you that whoever loses in the final from the state of Florida would be a heavy favorite over Spartanburg Methodist, who plays in a different level of region of the country. Most of the teams in South Carolina and Georgia are Division II programs. They are a Division I program, but they play a lot of D2s, so that record is a little misleading. They do have a winning record, and they will be here on Sunday with a chance to win 1 match and move on. But because of that second available automatic berth, these 2 matches today are the most important matches this weekend. Polk, the 6th seed in the red, Miami-Dade, the 2 seed in the white, with the silver accents and shorts today. First swing goes to Romina Cornelio, the 2-time conference player of the year. Gets the Sharks the first point of this match.
Now serving
Miami-Dade in the regular season went 11-3 in conference play. 2 of their losses came against the top seed FSW, the 3rd against these Eagles. As Polk gets even quickly. Miami-Dade coming in fresh but cold. Polk State barely had time to relax after their win this morning. A 9 a.m. victory this morning in straight sets over Daytona. It was a much closer match than a 3-0 margin would indicate. But they earned it, winning some big points throughout that match. Jasmine Vergara with the kill to put Miami-Dade out in front. Cornelio serving. Left side, Rodriguez had to adjust. Here's Tevdaradze, and it's out of bounds, but with a touch, so Miami-Dade gets the point. Anna Tevdaradze, freshman from the nation of Georgia. Top 10 in the conference in kills per set at 2.94. Also top 10 in the conference in hitting percentage. Number 8 in white for the Sharks. Rodriguez off of Cornelio. Koleva gets to it. Rodriguez again off the side of the block.
Point Eagles. Now serving Ambar Lopez.
This is Ambar Lopez, defensive specialist, to serve from Levittown, Puerto Rico. Into the middle it goes. First kill for the middle for the Sharks. Vivian Lukumi, 6'1" freshman from the nation of Colombia. Coach Kiko Benoit, a legend in his 18th season at the helm for the Sharks, has had his team at the top of the conference just about every single season. Rodriguez over the top and inbounds. Miami-Dade, a powerhouse. 6-time defending champs in this event. They've won 12 of the last 15 state titles, 21 of the last 25. Prior to 25 years ago, Miami-Dade had 3 campuses that had separate sports teams. And all 3 of the Miami-Dade campuses were dominant in volleyball. So their biggest competition were their other campuses. Tevdaradze on the swing. Bahais sets Rodriguez, and it's out of bounds.
Point Sharks.
So if you go back as long as this state event has been around, which is 53 years now, one of the Miami-Dade campuses has won 48 of the 53 state championships. That is unbelievable dominance. They've also won 11 national championships in that time. Andrea De Silva on that swing. Tevdaradze, right side. Dug out nicely. Vergara has to adjust. De Silva is blocked. Met in the middle by Mariela Jimenez, sophomore from New York City. So Miami-Dade for a long, long time has been heavy favorites in this event. They are now the 2 seed. FSW, a program that's only been around for 4 years, has supplanted them as the number 1 seed. But an ace there to put Miami-Dade up 7-3. The biggest competition over the last decade for the Sharks before FSW got to this tournament was Hillsborough, who's won 3, and Polk, who has been runner-up to Miami-Dade 4 times in the last decade. So this battle's a bit personal for Herman Del Valle and the Eagles. Da Silva lowers the boom, and it's 7-4. When you look at the stat sheet, Andrea De Silva does not jump out. In fact, there aren't a ton of players on Polk with fantastic stat lines this year. They went 10-12 in the regular season. But if there's one thing we know about the Eagles, it's that when the calendar flips to November, they flip a switch and become one of the best teams in the nation. That's why they've reached 4 championship matches, including last year. Look at that celebration. You think Polk isn't fired up? They're down 2, but you would never know it based on that reaction. Irini Mostardini in the black libero jersey for Polk is one of the emotional leaders on the team. And now they're about to get a little bit of a warning for that conduct as Rodriguez receives the message from the head official. This is a fun matchup. Again, this is a rematch of last year's championship match that Miami-Dade won. That was in Fort Myers on FSW's court. Koleva sets Tevdaradze, and she's blocked.
Eagles.
Ibar combines up front. Crismelli Rodriguez to serve, only averaged 1.7 kills per set as their starting right side hitter in the regular season, hit below 100 with her percentage. But in the match earlier today, 13 kills to lead all players against Daytona, only one error, a 400 hitting percentage in the morning match for Crismelli Rodriguez, a freshman who's becoming a star in this league. 8-6 lead for the Sharks. Here is another freshman star in Tevdaradze. Good pass by Rodriguez. Sets up Guerrero, but it's too strong. And a point for Dade. You see Mostardini asking for the touch. Officials didn't see it. 9-6 Miami-Dade. Kyla Rue, the leader for Polk. 10 kills, but only 3 blocks in the win over Daytona. They're gonna need more than that from her in this match to win. It wasn't Rue, but a strong block there up front with Ibar combining again. Ooh, a little slip there. Koleva tried to go on 2. Bahais is equal to it. Da Silva from the right side is blocked, but the point continues on. Koleva, back row, Tevdaradze. Flipped over by Bahais. Vergara. Bahais sets Guerrero. Partially blocked. Going to the right side now. Da Silva cross court. Well handled by Vergara. Guerrero goes soft off the tape, and it works. There's going to have to be creative attacks for Polk. I don't know if there's a team in the conference taller, stronger, or longer than Miami-Dade. Certainly Hillsborough and FSW are in the discussion, but there is a ton of size up front for Kiko Benoit that these Polk State hitters are going to have to contend with in this match. You've got the tallest player in the conference, Angelevis Fernandez at 6'7". Jimenez up front is 6'5". Tevdaradze 6'3". And then Luisa Maloney at 6'2", the tallest players on the Sharks. This is Jimenez at 6'5", serving at 10-7 Sharks. And a whistle against Polk for touching the net. Herman Del Valle, despite being unable to supplant Miami-Dade for a state championship, has still taken his team to the national tournament in 7 of the last 8 seasons, including last year where his team was again below 500 in conference play, but got hot, won some matches in the state tournament, and actually won 3 matches in the state tournament and earned themselves a chance to go to the national events. And oh, by the way, while they were there, they got some wins as well. They won 1 match in the Nationals last year. Their regular season, again, a little disappointing. They had to battle through several injuries, including to their top hitter, Maria Munoz, who is on the bench helping out. Tevdaradze with some power to make it 12-8. But despite all the injuries and despite having a smaller roster, Polk State came out guns a-blazing this morning and took down 3rd-seeded Daytona State. And now trying to pull an even bigger upset against the Sharks. That one caught the end. Nope. Antenna off the block, so it's a point for Polk.
Now serving Aitza Cruz.
Aitza Cruz back in to serve. Cruz had 16 digs in the match this morning. Mostardini and Cruz, the 2 defensive specialists who play the most, combined between the 2 of them, 38 digs. Oh, Cornelio sent the official scrambling. Conference Player of the Year gets the kill. Romina packs a major punch. 5'10", but can absolutely fly from the Dominican Republic. Into the middle, Kyla Rue able to score for Polk. That is what the Sharks have to avoid. Rue, top 3 in the conference in the all-conference voting. First team all-league. A major power source at 6'2". No question, one of the best players in the league. Cornelio, the same, puts that one away. It was Cornelio, Rue, and Barbara Kohler, outside hitter for FSW, fighting it out for that Conference Player of the Year title that Cornelio edged the other 2 out in, but you could give it to any of them.
Now serving Kiralise Perez.
Here is Kiralise Perez, one of the best liberos in the state. Rodriguez down the line. Perez sets the back row. They set Rodriguez. Nice dig by Cornelio. Oh, and O'Sullivan tried to go on 2 and dumped it into the net. (15-10) Miami-Dade in the first. Rodriguez reaching back. Cornelio with a beautiful play. Vergara soaring high and dropping it in. And a timeout. Herman Del Valle wants to talk it over, down by 6 early. Miami-Dade ready to roll in the first. We'll be right back. John Vitas welcoming you back to Titan Fieldhouse here in Melbourne, Florida. Kiralise Perez serving for Miami-Dade. Point stays alive. Rodriguez able to hit it with some oomph. Here's Tevdaradze, dug by Mostardini. And a whistle. Double contact against Polk. The officials in our last match called close to a dozen net violations. Very ticky-tack up there. This crew, which we saw this morning, were a couple of the same officials as the Polk match this morning, calling the double contacts early here in the first. And it's inbounds. Might have actually scraped off Cruz as well, but they say that it hit the line. So it's a commanding 8-point lead here in the first for Miami-Dade. Looking to get back to a place where they've been so many times, the national tournament, which is in West Plains, Missouri. Tevdaradze dropping it in. That ball bounced off of Margaritha and off the head of Mostardini. She does seem to be all right. I think one theme we've seen, and Coach Bickett brought it up in our last telecast, the liberos in this league are phenomenal across the board, all the teams. Oh, and that one skirts through Cruz. You got both defensive specialists for Polk playing next to each other. And they miscommunicated, and Herman's going to use his second and final timeout here in the first. 20-10. Sharks running away with number 1. Kiralise Perez has missed a lot of time this year with an injury, but she is back when it matters the most. Rodriguez for Polk, squeaks it over. Perez played in 16 of their 26 matches, so she missed 10 entire matches. She also has played a little bit not at 100%. But all the coaches around the state have brought up Kiralise Perez when they talk about keys to Miami-Dade's play, that they are a much more dangerous team when she's on the court. Da Silva, there's Perez, perfect pass. Koleva to the middle. Vergara tight to the tape, dug by Mostardini. Jimenez pushing down, Bahais with the dig. Jimenez got a touch. A point for Miami-Dade. Puts them up 10. Da Silva got a touch and a point for Polk. I think even if Polk can just get a few more points here before this one ends, it'll make them feel a lot better going into the second. Even if they lose 25-17, as long as they get a few more points under their belts here, they'll feel just fine going into the second. You know, Polk, one of the most mentally tough teams in the state, rising their level here in November. Da Silva right side. Back row, Cornelio, right side, Da Silva. And she's blocked. Jimenez and Tevdaradze combine. And now Miami-Dade only 3 points away. Low pass, not handled, and an ace for the Sharks. Tevdaradze to the corner and too strong. Kyla Rue rotates back to the front. Rue was turned aside by Jimenez. Don't see that very often. Gujairo is blocked. Jimenez and Koleva deny Polk, and now it's a plethora of set points for Miami-Dade. Into the middle, Rue off the top of the block. Oh, good attempt by Koleva. Polk able to keep it alive? No. A double contact and a first set win for the Sharks. 25-13 Miami-Dade. Rolling in the first. Polk gonna have to pick it up when we return. You're watching the semifinals. We welcome you back to Melbourne, Florida. First of two semifinals in our state tournament here this weekend. First appearance for Miami-Dade. They got the bye into the semifinal. Sixth-seeded Polk had to take down third-seeded Daytona this morning to play in this match. First serve too long, and Polk gets the early lead. Taking a look at some of the numbers in set number one. First thing that jumps out is that Coach Benoit used 10 players in that, or check it, 11 players in that first set.
Now serving Asa Cruz.
Vergara with 4 kills, Tevdaradze with 3 to lead Miami-Dade. Polk had Guerrero with 4. And then that player, Rodriguez, with 3. 4 touches against Polk and a point for Dade. Miami-Dade hit 250 in the first set, which is good. Polk only 0-77. They hit at least 220 in all 4 sets against Daytona this morning as Rue puts that one away. And now she'll have to rotate out as Amber Lopez comes back in. Lopez serving, up by 1. Oh, Tevdaradze gave up her body just to get to it, and it works. Her team keeps things alive. O'Sullivan sets the right side, not there for Margaritha. Back row, Cornelio getting up. Rodriguez bends it over the tape. Cornelio again. Margaritha is blocked.
One Sharks.
Well played by Lukumi. Perez at 2-2. Out of bounds, too strong. Maria Luisa Bajais played in this tournament last year. Leads the team with 18 aces. Serving is not a huge strength for Polk. Bajais, though, is probably their best server. Right side and absolutely blasted. Vergara ties it up at 3. And now she'll serve.
Now serving Jasmine Vergara.
Oh, nice set in the middle for Ibar, but couldn't put it away. Bajais this time for De Silva and a whistle. Double touch against Polk. So officials really calling it tight. That gives Miami-Dade the lead. Bajais for De Silva. Tevdaradze into the middle. Mostardini lays out. Tevdaradze had it rejected. Crismelli Rodriguez stands tall.
Now serving Crismelli Rodriguez.
4-4 in the second set. Tevdaradze cross court. De Silva had to push. Goleva sets Vergara. Guerrero into the corner and down. Puts Polk back on top.
Eagles.
Down the line and inbounds. Beautiful play by the Sharks. That was Jimenez. 5-5, Tevdaradze back there. These teams have been trading points here in the second. Guerrero, out of bounds, missed it cross court. Oh, good reaction by Koleva, but it goes out of bounds. 6-6 here in the second. Rue back in for Polk. You know, Coach Bickett was being polite when she was on for the morning match, but she said that it's a totally different look when Rue is up front, that if you're playing Polk, you have to try and win as many points as you can to keep her on the bench when her rotation's in the back row, because they do sub her out. And there's a point for Dade. And so, you know, with Rue, it's just such a high level. You notice when she's in and when she's not in. And right now she's in, so now it's time for Polk to make a run. And of course, Dade is really the only team, one of the only teams that can match, if not exceed, Rue's size. Another double contact and another point for Dade. Bahai sets Guerrero. Back row, Tevdaradze hangs, but missed it. Sliced it off the right side of her arm. Opportunity missed there, and it gives O'Sullivan a chance to serve. Koleva tried to put it away. Instead, Rue has to go towards the corner, and they call her for a double contact. So our R1 here standing on our lift on the near side of your screen. Very, very aggressive making these calls. 9-7, Miami-Dade. Rue flips it over, handled. Perez sets Vergara. Guerrero. Koleva to Cornelio, yes! Romina Cornelio again. There are so many high-level players in this matchup, or all these matchups, but especially today. We will step aside, 3-point lead for the Sharks. Happy to have you along for this junior college state tournament. There's all kinds of different ways to name it. Regionals. I think it says Region 8 here in the state of Florida. It's also Southeast Region A and B. This would be Region A, and then the loser will drop to Region B to play Spartanburg Methodist on Sunday. Serve too strong. Polk State gets the point. And it's 10-8. Aitza Cruz returning to serve. Oh, and it drops in. Cruz liked that one off the tape and down. Can't defend that. 10-9. Left side, Vergara smashes it down for Miami-Dade. Oof, when the sets are on their marks, nobody hits harder than the Sharks. Cornelio missed it. 1 point game again. Rue out. And Lopez in.
Now serving in by Lopez.
About a full foot differential in terms of height there. And a block. Well done by the Eagles that time. Rodriguez leading the way, teaming up with Margarita. Or rather, Ibar. Those are the three up front right now. Oh, and it gets through. Lukumi with the kill. Perez teeing one up. Oh, look at that play. Leaning one towards the back corner. Margarita able to put it away.
Point Eagles.
Alani Margarita, 6'1" from the Dominican Republic, playing a couple of other women from that nation on the other side of the net. Rodriguez also from the DR. Both these programs primarily speak Spanish. Both head coaches fully bilingual. Armand Del Valle for Polk and Kiko Benoit for the Sharks. Double contact and a point for Polk. So now it goes the other way with that call. Koleva, who transferred in this year as the setter, says, my bad. That one's blocked and sent back. Crismelli Rodriguez growing up before our own eyes. Big match this morning and a major presence so far today gives Polk the lead. Sharks want to talk it over. We'll be right back. Polk State leading 14-12 here in the second, trying to create some havoc in the bracket just as they did last year. Down a set though, Miami-Dade with an easy win in the first. Tevdaradze steps into it, Mostardini keeps it alive. Bahais the same. Contact there on the back row for Polk. Some legs getting tangled up. I think 3 different players clipped their leg on somebody else there. They all get up and check on each other. I think Bahais might have got hit twice. Rodriguez checking in with her teammates as well.
Now serving
Ezgi Kachuk into the match for the first time. She was the libero against FSW a few weeks ago when Perez was injured, but can do a lot of different things. De Silva off the top of the block. Jimenez rising up, and Bahais a nice dig. De Silva off of Cornelio. Rodriguez steps into one, Kachuk with the dig. Long point here. Bahais tried to flip it. Cruz got a hand under it, but couldn't get it to a teammate, and it's a point for the Sharks. Back tied again, 14. Oh, bad pass. Cruz couldn't handle it. Puts Dade back on top. Another errant pass. De Silva, though, with a pretty good swing. Koleva, back row, Cornelio. There when needed most, puts Miami-Dade up by 2. Keeps Kachuk serving. Fresh off the bench. Bahais to De Silva. Inbounds, we had a whistle first. I think it's going to officially go in the books as a net violation against Dade. Would have been Polk's point either way. 1 point game. Rodriguez serving for the Eagles. Tevdaradze, cross court, Guerrero, the overpass, and a point for the Sharks. Jimenez able to put it away. 2 point lead for Dade. If the Sharks can win this set, they may just cruise into the final. A Polk State win here, and it's chaos, just as it was last year. That's what the Eagles want to do. They need to button down the hatches right here. Cornelio, oh, nice dig, Rodriguez. Ooh, a collision on the Dade side, but Perez keeps the point going. Meeting at the net and a whistle. Guerrero touched the net according to the R2. Eagles don't like it. And Guerrero says she didn't touch it. But Miami-Dade will take advantage. 18-15 Sharks. This is Tevdaradze. De Silva missed it. That was a good set and just totally airmailed it through the back row. And Herman Del Valle, knowing his team is on the ropes, will take a timeout. 19-15 the margin. Polk doesn't want this to get away from him. We'll be right back. Polk down 4. Not a lot of margin for error. Tevdaradze serving for the Sharks. Left side, Guerrero had it sent back. Miami-Dade just ripping up Del Valle's game plan out of the timeout. Jimenez just too much size. And it's a 5-point lead for Dade. Koleva sets Cornelio. Blocked but out of bounds. Romina extends the lead to 6. Again, 2 sets to none lead. Not insurmountable, but unlikely. Left side to Silva, misfired, and they say it hit the net and not the defender, and the Eagles do not like it. Herman asking for an explanation. Polk believes that Miami-Dade touched the ball, which would keep it a live point. But the lead official said that it went into the net only. They disagree. Miami-Dade continuing to serve at 22-15. Ooh, tough, tight to the net. Polk able to avoid hitting it. And then a whistle. Double contact against the Sharks. Calling this entire match close. Between the nets, the double contacts throughout the day today. Not letting anybody get away with anything here on postseason Friday, state tournament day number 1. But arguably the most important day. 3 matches tomorrow, 2 of them are consolations, and then the Region B matchup on Sunday. Bahai sets to Silva, and it's out of bounds. And there was a tip. Coach Benoit says, yeah, good call. I saw the tip too, even though it went against his team. Of course, when you're up 22-16, you can let him have it. But I do think it's always good for the coaches to be honest. That one's out of bounds, a point for Miami-Dade. Mariela Jimenez up by 6. Rue from the left side, out of bounds. Not her normal position. Trying to hit that ball from way out wide, and it did not work. And it's 7 set points for Miami-Dade. Looking to get back to the state final. A place where they've been for 6 years in a row. And De Silva missed it again, did not get the touch call that time, and Miami-Dade is up 2 sets to none. Stranglehold on this first semifinal. 25-17 Sharks in the second. We will take a 3-minute break. We'll be back for the start of the third after this. You're watching the Florida Junior College State semifinals. John Vitas welcoming you back live to the first state semifinal. Much quieter in the gym for this one than it was for the last quarterfinal, which featured the home team, Eastern Florida. The energy is going to be ratcheted up even higher for the next match. Eastern Florida versus number 1 FSW. And so far, it's been a ho-hum performance for Miami-Dade. Just plugging right along, playing to their caliber. Miami-Dade hitting 233 in the match. Polk has more errors than kills, so they're actually now in the negative. They hit negative 118 in that second set. Koleva tried to push. 25-13, 25-17, the two scores in this match. Polk wins the first point. O'Sullivan serving, up by 1. Oh, out of rhythm there, and the Sharks able to tie it up quickly. Looking at the overall stats, nobody with more than 6 kills on either side. Vergara leads the match with 6 kills. 5 for Cornelio, 5 for Guerrero, and 5 for De Silva. Into the middle, Rue, not quite. Koleva the dig. Rue keeps it on her side. De Silva tried to go soft and couldn't get it over. Alex Koleva, setter for the Miami-Dade Sharks. Mostardini gonna set De Silva. Koleva leading Cornelio down the line and out of bounds. Polk gets the point. 2-2. Guerrero, 5 kills, 5 errors in this match. You're always going to have more errors when you play Miami-Dade. They're just so big and imposing. Miscommunication there. Mostardini and De Silva caught looking at each other, and it's 3-2. This Polk team, what makes them good is their chemistry. Got a lot of scrappy players, aren't intimidated by anybody, but they are out of sorts right now. Kyla giving them some words of encouragement. And there she goes. The powerhouse from New Zealand pounds it down. That might get her team going a little bit as Ibar checks back in. Ooh, good reactions by Vergara to get a fist on it. Into the middle, Ibar, and Rodriguez takes care of it. Great effort on the back row by the Sharks, but Polk opens up a lead here in the third. Over the top, that was Lukumi. And Lukumi gets the block. She and Vergara in the way of Rodriguez. 4-4 and Perez to serve. Perez misfiring. Polk back in front. The quicker they can side out with Rue on the bench, the better. Margaritha returns. She's played in every set this season for Polk. And both, it was Polk and Eastern Florida who had to deal with the most injuries this year. And fortunately, they both got healthier for this tournament. And of course, Maria Munoz over there with the giant knee brace on her leg after tearing her ACL is still out, but they've gotten some other players back. Tevdaradze with a strong swing. Five in the third. Here is Jasmine Vergara. 5th in the conference in hitting percentage. Koleva sets Cornelio. Mostardini was there. Cornelio gonna go soft that time. Oh, Mostardini to the floor. Whistle, I think a net touch, yes. So Miami-Dade goes back on top. Through the first 2 sets, there were 10 ties and 5 lead changes. Most of those came early in the sets before Miami-Dade pulled away. Overpass, and Jimenez pounds it through.
Sharks.
2-point lead now for Kiko Benoit's team. Rodriguez able to get it through, just barely in between the tape and the blocker. There is a consolation match for the loser of this game. Whoever drops this one will play at noon tomorrow in the 3rd place game. We've got our 5th place game at 9 a.m., our 3rd place game at noon, and then our championship match at 3 p.m. Eastern Florida is hosting a basketball game at 7 p.m., which is why they need to wrap things up by then. Why we're starting so early again tomorrow, despite playing less games. Eastern Florida hosting this tournament, helping out FSW. This tournament was supposed to be in Fort Myers, but because of Hurricane Ian and the recovery efforts going on in Southwest Florida, Eastern Florida kind enough to take it on. Cornelio with the kill to put Miami-Dade back in front. And it's been a joint effort, part of the athletic staff here with Eastern Florida, teaming up with some of the staff from FSW. So co-hosting 2 schools that really value athletics and take the honor very seriously of hosting a postseason tournament. Koleva to the right side. Jimenez had to push. Over the top, Guerrero. Back row, Tevdaradze got the ankle. Tevdaradze scores. Not as much heat on that ball as you're used to seeing from her, but a smart play, angling it towards the corner. And now she serves up by 2. Cruz gonna bump Guerrero, and it's in. Carolina Guerrero needed that one. Mostardini will serve, and Rue will re-enter. Jimenez with a nice play. Had to kind of flick it with the wrist, but because she's so tall, she was still able to flick downward rather than out, quickly ending that point. 10-8 Dade. We're gonna polish this one off in straight sets. Bahais to the middle, and Kyla Rue knows what to do with it. The server, O'Sullivan. will be back next year from Ormond Beach on the serve. Vergara bumping, Mostardini leading. Rue again, not quite, block was there. Left side, Cornelio. A joust at the net, and it ends up on the Dade side. Tied at 10.
Now serving Matthew Sullivan.
Into the middle, Lukumi into the corner. Smart play by her, getting the tempo pass and just poking it where no Eagles were. Middle, Rue. Koleva sets Vergara, who pounds it down for the Sharks. Vergara having an outstanding semifinal. Had 6 kills through 2 sets, tack on another one there. Vergara, second team all conference. Oh, Cornelio with a little extra on that one. Three-point lead for the Sharks. You feel like if Polk's gonna have any chance this afternoon, it's gotta be now. You get that point on the overserve.
Now serving Carolina Guerrero.
To the middle, Lukumi was a little surprised it came her way. Got a good swing off, but into the net. Right back down to a 1-point margin. Vergara had to go left-handed, no chance there, tied up at 13. So the Sharks all of a sudden have lost their rhythm, and Kiko Benoit is going to use a timeout. Tied up again in the third. We'll be right back. Back live from Eastern Florida State College, our great crew giving you some outstanding images here from the Titan Fieldhouse. 13-13. Carolina Guerrero serving for Polk. Her team's won 3 points in a row. Koleva, right side. Oh, Cornelio blasted it cross court, but O'Sullivan touched it. Oh, nice job by Rodriguez to find a teammate. Perez tracks that one down. Back row, Tev Duranzi handled. Rodriguez had to go soft, and we have a net call. Or double contact, I beg your pardon. That'll happen sometimes when you have non-setters trying to set. But again, they've called those tight. There's been a ton of those types of calls. And another one. Polk State went over the net. And it's Miami-Dade by 2. Oh, Rue was turned aside. De Silva blocked. Tevdaradze looking for the exclamation point, couldn't quite finish it off. Here's Tevdaradze, and she scores. Mostardini got a hand on it, but nobody was there to pick it up. 3-point lead again for the Sharks, tied for their largest in this set. Cornelio, the jump serve. O'Sullivan sets the right side. O'Sullivan to Rodriguez, who smashes it off the block.
Eagles.
Got our first glimpse of purple inside Titan Fieldhouse. FSW Bucks, the only team yet to play on this court. They will have the 6 p.m. matchup against the home team Titans. Right side, Vergara inbounds. Able to take just a little bit off to keep it in, but still at a beautiful swing. And it's a 3-point lead again for Dade. But the Bucks have got to be antsy. They've been in the hotel all day. It's 4:15. They're just putting their uniforms on now and slowly creeping into the gym to see some of the action. We mentioned Coach Thais Baziketo Allen was behind us scouting these last 2 matches. And a block for Polk. You're starting to see the top-ranked Bucks trickle in, looking to see if they can win their match, who they would play tomorrow afternoon.
Now serving Maria Luisa Paredes.
Bahais down by 2. Gonna serve. Into the middle. Mostardini got a hand under it. What's the call? Not sure. They must have given Polk the point for another reason. Or maybe a replay, inadvertent whistle. So 2-point game. Right side, Vergara. Bahais kept it alive, but it hit off the rafters and redirected down. It's always tough to try and play the ball off the ceiling, but particularly when they have metal bars going in all directions. Could really ricochet in any direction. Bahais trying to provide some leadership, pump up her teammates. A lot of experienced players on this Polk State team. She's one of them. Left side, down the line, and out of bounds. Good effort by Margarita to adjust to the set, but it ends up wide. That one pushed forward. Jimenez meeting at the net. Margarita, left side, Tevdaradze, yes. Good effort by the Eagles to try and get underneath that ball, but a lot of power from the Sharks, and they are up by 5 and now only 5 points away from winning this match, and a timeout. Herman Del Valle can hear the clock ticking. We'll be right back. Long talk there in the Polk State huddle. This resilient group got to the finals last year as the lower seed in both wins. But a mountain to climb here against second-seeded Miami-Dade. Down 2 sets, down 20-15 in the third. Do they have a little more magic to go to? Bahais sets Rodriguez. Tevtaradze got it over. Rodriguez again. A lot of attempts for her, and she scores. Sticking with it, Crismelli Rodriguez. Very likely she'll end up on the all-tournament team. Led the match in kills this morning, and they are feeding her here in the third. Well, Miami-Dade still scrambling around here before the serve. It belongs to Rodriguez. Oh, tight set to the net. On the slide, Jimenez, yes. Bahais couldn't control it. Mariela Jimenez pulls the Sharks to within 4 points of the match. Guerrero, no. That's what happens when you play Dade. You have to make adjustments to your swing. It's not always easy to find openings on the other side of the net. Herman Del Valle uses his final timeout with his team season 3 points away from ending. We'll be right back. You're watching our first semifinal. Anna Tevtaradze from the nation of Georgia, serving up by 6 for the Sharks, looking to get to the state championship match tomorrow afternoon. Polk trying to come all the way back. Jimenez got it over, and it's 23-16. Sharks beat Polk State in the final last year, looking to knock them out in the semis this year. Oh, great effort all the way around, but another point for Dade, and it's match point. This would knock Polk to the third place game. It would eliminate them from not only the state tournament, but also the national tournament. Not going to be able to get an at-large berth with just a 10-12 overall record entering today. Guerrero rising high and able to score. Gets Polk to 17. And Rue is going to come in. Has been such a valuable part of this program, and Coach Armando Valle wants her on the court for the potential final point. Mostardini serving down 7. Poked over by Cornelio. Polk sets the middle. Oh, Rue lowers the boom one more time. Rue only had 2 kills through 2 sets. Big reason why they've been behind. Koleva sets Tevdaradze. Bahais to the middle. Rue, oh, somehow able to be dug. Tevdaradze. Cross court and out of bounds. It ends on a miss. Miami-Dade is moving on to the state finals. A chance to defend their title and make it 7 in a row. That'll happen tomorrow afternoon. Dade has won 6 state titles in a row, as well as 3 national titles in that span. And they've got a chance to make it 7 in a row tomorrow. They will play the winner of our next semifinal between FSW and Eastern Florida. Meanwhile, Polk State eliminated from both tournaments. They will have one last consolation match tomorrow at noon in our 3rd place game against the loser of our next semifinal. Big thank you to Herman Del Valle. He is a big supporter of the broadcast, helps us out a lot with the information he passes along, and he did what he could with this roster this year, losing a lot from last year's team. They finish 11-13. Not a lot of games in the regular season, but the way the state shakes out now, it's hard to get non-conference games with so few Division I teams around the state. You're not going to play conference opponents that early in the year, so you have to travel really out of the state to get many non-conference matchups. Kiko Benoit will finish up his huddle here, and he'll come over and chat with us. So stay tuned as we talk with Kiko. A lot to get to with him. His team's first match of the tournament today, and it is a straight sets victory by a final of 25-13, 25-17, and then 25-18 here in the 3rd. So we'll give him a moment. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with, actually, we got some stats coming our way right now. So some of the final numbers here, not as deep a box score as the other 2 we've had today, which were more competitive matches. But Jasmine Vergara leads the way with 9 kills. 9 for Cornelio and 8 for Tevdaradze, 7 for Jimenez, so 4 players with 7 kills or more. 15 digs for Cornelio, 16 kills for Perez, 19 for Mostardini on Polk, who has had a tremendous tournament in both matches. 7 kills for Guerrero and Rodriguez to lead the way. Rue with 5 kills, only 1 error, but they needed more from her to be able to pull this upset here today. Miami-Dade hit over 210 in all 3 sets. Polk was in the negatives in the 2nd. They hit a little bit better in the 1st and 3rd, but it just wasn't enough. Too much size and athleticism from the Sharks. And again, it'll be a noon game tomorrow for Polk, a 3 p.m. game for the Sharks. That'll be our championship match with the state title on the line. As we welcome in Coach Kiko Benoit, looking to make it 7 in a row tomorrow. Kiko, thanks for joining us. Pretty routine win for your team. 3 straight sets against Polk, who's always a tough opponent. How do you think your team was able to get out in front and stay in front throughout the match today?
We knew that Polk is a great opponent. The man does a great job. sets, obviously shooting for three, and to stay together. It doesn't matter win or lose. If we stick together, win as a team, lose as a team. And actually, that's what they did. They played together, and they followed every single instruction that we gave them before the match.
I feel like Jimenez played really well today. Vergara played really well today. Is it important for your team to kind of have all your hitters, working well together?
It is important because, as you know and everybody knows, everyone is expecting Romina to hit and Anna to hit. And when you get those kids, the extra players that people are not expecting, and they come and they do a great job, that's going to be hard for the other team, and that's how we're shooting for this whole weekend. Yeah,
hard to defend. You got a rare opportunity tomorrow. 7 state championships in a row is what you're shooting for tomorrow against either Eastern Florida or FSW. No matter who you play tomorrow, what does that say about the program? Why is it important for you to continue that stretch of play?
It's kind of hard in my really hard situation because, as you know, Miami-Dade had a 53 state championship. We had 148, so we truly a powerhouse. And every team that play against us, they play the best. But Florida has become a powerhouse around the nation because out of the 20 teams, we have 5 teams ranked in the top 20. And even though Polk is not ranked, they can beat any ranked teams in the nation. So it is tough, and we're shooting, and God willing, we do well. And hopefully it's going to be a fun match tomorrow, either against Eastern Florida or Florida Southwestern.
Well, we look forward to watching the semi. I'm sure you do as well here tonight, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much.
There you have it. Kiko Benoit joining us here courtside after his team straight sets win over Polk, knocking out a longtime rival in Herman Del Valle. We've got one more match for you here tonight, 6 o'clock. FSW, the #1 seed, against the home team, Eastern Florida, the 4th seed, for a chance to play Miami-Dade tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will see you for our 6 p.m. game in just over an hour.